We're talking to people who believe that strategy is a way of seeing, and it's not a performance, and it's not a template, and it's a rhythm, and it's a challenge. And that I think that we are speaking to the people who want to be challenged in that way or want to see things differently and are not satisfied with the status quo or getting straight to an answer, that are okay with picking things apart. You understand that strategy is kind of a song and dance, a wayfinding that you do to get to the end. And I think we're talking to people who appreciate that, or at least want to hear more from that diverse perspective. I also think that what we offer is commentary, and that we're speaking about product strategy at a level that operators can identify with. The podcast that I listen to a lot of podcasts, and these are people, and this is not a criticism because I actually listen to these podcasts and I am informed by them. But if you ask me how are we different than them, I would say we speak at it from an operator's level, not from an investor's level or a stock market level. A lot of company strategy is spoken to at that point from analysis of their performance over the last quarter is how a lot of experts speak on product or companies. And I just wanted to get into the nitty gritty and think about in that room when decisions were being made, what was possibly going on there. And so it's kind of like Monday quarterbacking retrospective is, I think, what we're doing. What would you call that?
Well, I think it actually is just called a retrospective. We're doing an analysis from the perspective of being operators. And actually, I think that's very important, right? I do think that's a huge differentiator for us. Like, we have been in the rooms where we've had to make decisions that feel terrifying. I mean, I remember when I was at Apple and, trying to figure out how that you can continue to be Apple while also knowing that you need to cater to China, which is a very different vibe than what Apple's initial principles are, right? And so trying to find that combination of things that allows you to make a really great business decision while still maintaining the DNA of your company. Right. Until you've been in those types of situations, it's very difficult to really, really be able, I think, to strategically understand why some decisions are made. Since when we were talking about Uber, we're like, well, we understand what they were probably thinking as they continue to grow into these additional markets. Like, if we can create more value for our customers, perhaps they will finally be willing to pay the prices that we actually cost to sustain our business. And maybe we don't have to continue to try to purchase our users. Understand where they came from there. But then, you've incentivized people in the wrong way. And so how do you actually change that behavior after you've spent days and weeks and months and years basically saying we're going to pay you to use our product? Like, you can't just pivot when that stuff happens. And so I think that's one of the things that I'm most proud of when it comes to this podcast, is that we don't hear these types of conversations everywhere. All the guests that we've brought on are people who have really done this work. They've really had to go through and make these difficult decisions. They've had to go through and build, million and billion dollar businesses. And I think that's a differentiator between us, is because, you've had to do this over and over and over again. And sometimes in situations that are completely ridiculous. Like, I remember when I was in my first startups, I was just like, so we have $5 and some tape, and you want me to build something that, that will generate millions of dollars. And I was like, all right, okay, bet, let's do it.